DayZ Frostline is officially here, and let's dive straight into it, shall we? Just keep in mind, this is my first impressions video. I will cover as much as I can without making this video too boring. Just to disclose some information right from the start, just keep in mind this is not a sponsored video whatsoever. Everything talked about in this video will remain a part of it without any paid promotional BS. There's plenty of biased opinions out there, so be extremely mindful when searching for these types of review videos, generally speaking. This doesn't only apply to DayZ content, but all of these bigger studios, they like to give out early access keys to a few selected and trusted content creators that will, without a doubt, cover their game with a little check mark right next to it. So they can also get a head start mining those views and remain on top of those recommendations. So, Frostline. The long-winded answer is depends. Depends on what kind of player that you are. If you're a big die-hard fan of PvP, then I hate to say it, but absolutely not. Now, this is also a very subjective answer because, let's face it, PvP generally is a part of the game, and unless you join a designated PvE server, it's completely unavoidable. It's bound to happen, right? So what did I mean then? Imagine if you're browsing through DayZ servers and you're looking for something quick to practice with little to no distractions whatsoever. Sort of quick action style of gaming. You join a server, run around, and practice shooting. You get eliminated and spawn back with a hefty loot, or at least right in front of you. That sort of approach will not work with Frostline, simply because its environment will try to eliminate you before any other player would. It's as simple as that. Now, on the other hand, if you're a big sucker for PvE, like myself, then yes, it sure as hell is worth it. Not only is there a new system taking place in the game, with new items and animals to play with, well, that sounded weird, you know what I mean. But it is a hardcore map that will test your patience and timing without a doubt. People back in the day argued that Livonia was an absolute nightmare for DayZ players, and it could have been. But listen, that train has passed, and you are now dealing with that statement, but perhaps on steroids. Frostline is absolutely ruthless. Not only did the servers not want you there at the beginning, because all of them were fucking full, but the map itself wants you to cross your legs and close your eyes and never think about this DLC ever again. Now let's talk about what happens with Namalsk, shall we? Well, whatever is happening is already happening, believe it or not, because the servers are already downscaling quite a bit, and some are even shutting down. Frostline was hugely inspired by Namalsk, so much so that they ended up using the same food system as Namalsk mod was introduced with. In Namalsk, you had to reheat your food and you had to wait until it dropped to a certain temperature because it would hurt you and make you sick. Just because food was hot didn't mean it was ready for consumption. Hell no. It's very unfortunate, but this is no news for anybody. Obviously, when you have recreated something that's 100 times better and more polished and well executed compared to the original product, you will quickly lose the original product. That's just the name of the game. Now let's dive into some noticeable details with Frostline. Ambient sounds are now present in the game that are more suitable for the cold weather conditions. Once you place a fireplace on the snow, everything around it will begin to melt and discoloration will take its place because the snow is melting. Obviously, you have new animals and different varieties of fish, along with new sicknesses. New clothing items, boats are also now a part of the game. Temperature system has been cranked to the max level, appearing to be the most valuable system in this game. The map is perhaps smaller than the previous two, however, it is still a fairly big map compared to some other survival games. It's only small in DayZ terms, and that is the golden statement here, not other survival titles whatsoever. Just keep that in mind. Also, speaking of the map, it is divided into 3 different tiers. Everything around the map is classified as Tier 1, which is where you typically spawn. The center is Tier 2, and the little claw on the left side of the map is Tier 3, which will spawn the most valuable loot, and it will remain as the most dangerous area in the game. Frostline has been heavily anticipated, and surely many people could relate to this statement. Is it worth the asking price? That's the question. I don't think so, but DayZ players will buy it anyways. What do I personally think of DLC as a whole? Well, just like I said previously, I fall into a category where PvE is your main priority and everything else falls afterwards. And for that sole reason, I absolutely love it. And it is technically made for a player like myself. It's a new way to enjoy DayZ all over again. I've always wanted to have snow on the DayZ map, and I'm always the one to appreciate the beautiful scenery around me. Go camping in the game, hunt, fish, and simply survive the harsh environment conditions. Expect unexpected, so to speak. But my playstyle is obviously not the majority, and with that alone, you already target a very particular group of players, more than the other ones. Now, DayZ is still DayZ. You will still have zombies clip through walls and doors, cars teleport you occasionally, although I'm not sure about the boats yet. I mean, surely not, right? But I will surely find that out fairly soon. I hope this was semi-useful and hopefully entertaining to watch. If this benefited you in any way, shape, or form, hit the crap out of that like button for me, will ya? And as always, this was your boy Roos, and I'm out. Goodbye.